For the Poplar Bluff area, you have a very dangerous storm that is moving in over the next few minutes. And again, 5:15, the runtime on this tornado warning in Poplar Bluff. This storm moving very quickly at around 55 miles per hour. So let me give you a track on this storm first, and then we'll zoom down and analyze what's going on this storm. A dangerous storm, and you don't have much time to prepare here in Poplar Bluff. Look closely at the radar. You see two pockets of purple. You see this one right to the west of Poplar Bluff, and then another farther to the west. This is the part of the storm that has rotation. You see it's like an upside down V. Right here would be where the tornado would likely be. So we're going to track that portion of the storm as it moves east at around 50 miles per hour. And so we don't have a lot of time to take cover. Poplar Bluff, that storm arriving in your backyard over the next 12 to 15 minutes. Radar estimates of around 4:59. Let's be prepared for that storm in case it's moving a little faster. And so 4:50 to 4:55, that storm moving into your neighborhood, you need to be moving to your safe place of shelter right now with that tornado warning in effect. Go to your basement if you have one. If you're in your home, go to the lowest level of your home. Go to an interior hallway, closet. You want to go away from windows. Make sure that you take your WPSD radar app with you so that you can continue to get those alerts. We are streaming on Facebook Live as well. This storm is going to continue to move into portions of Stoddard County as it races off to the east. Fisk at 5:11, Dudley at 5:19, Dexter at 5:27, Essex at around 5:34 this afternoon. Let's zoom in and take a look at what's going on with this storm. Hail and a tornado, both going to be potential dangers moving through the Poplar Bluff area. If we see a tornado develop, it's going to be in this area where we have this notch back to the west of Poplar Bluff. You can see right there, very intense area of rotation. These bright shades of blue, those are winds well over 60 miles per hour blowing one direction, and then you have winds blowing the opposite direction here in the red. So it's this area here where we would likely have a tornado either trying to develop or potentially on the ground. You also notice pockets of purple in this area. That is where we're going to be tracking hail, likely well over an inch, possibly closer to 2 inches in diameter. You see the streak of yellow here. That's hail of at least 1 to 1.5 inches, and this actually tracks the hail out for us. As I move the cone over, you can see that the purples have not yet arrived in Poplar Bluff, but the radar is estimating that hail will be moving into that area, possibly over 1 inch in diameter. And it looks like we have a new tornado warning in southern Illinois. Let's jump right to that. Let me zoom down. It looks like tornado warning for parts of Saline and Hamilton County with this storm. This is a nasty looking storm here. And again, newsroom, let's go ahead and have somebody check out what's happening in Williamson County as reports coming in, perhaps of some damage there. Our new tornado warning, that includes El Dorado and Harrisburg, among other communities, and that runs until 6:30. It's the northeastern portion of Williamson County, and then for the most part, north and central Saline County and southern sections of Hamilton County. Let's see what's happening with this storm right now. I want to get a look at the winds inside this thing. If it's causing damage, then we've likely got, oh yeah, this is a really intense looking area of rotation right here. This is the Williamson, Franklin, and Saline County lines. It is this little spiral that you see right here just to the north of Johnston City Road that is plowing down on Galatia. Guys, in Galatia, we don't have much time until this thing moves in. It's going to be faster than what that track shows. This Honeywell plant is right around in here, and so if we have a tornado on the ground with this thing, we have rotation that is going on right now along Highway 45 just to the northwest of Metropolis. Please get to shelter in this area. If you have a basement, go to it. If you have a interior hallway or closet, go there. Put as many walls between you and the outside as you can. Sirens now going off here in Paducah as well. Just started to hear those here at the Weather Center. Let's head on back over to the wall, and we'll take that shot again here in just a second. So right now this is Patriot Avenue and North Avenue, strong winds, and if we did have anything as far as a tornado, it's going to be right in here. So we've got North Avenue here, that runs north of town out toward New Columbia. This is Massac Creek Road. This is Country Club Road, Midway Road, and then you get to I-24, and then you cross over toward Old Orchard, Powers Church Road. These are all the areas in Massac County where we need to be taking shelter right now. Yeah, that's the big problem right here. This, Jason, be on the lookout on the chat because we may have a tornado in Livingston County right now. This is at 135 and 60. It's just to the west of Salem. Look how bright those greens and blues are right next to the reds. That is very compact and very strong rotation. Things are going to change dramatically as we head through the evening, and over about the next 6 hours we have about a 30-degree temperature drop to get through. And here's what is going to happen as those temperatures drop. Rain sticks around through about 11 o'clock. Then we hit the midnight hour. Temperatures are below freezing. That rain becomes freezing rain. Colder air continues to push in as we head toward 3 o'clock at sunrise. Temperatures in the mid-20s. We see that freezing rain begin to change over to sleet. So with that in mind, many of you got a notification on your Local 6 radar app this afternoon that you were under a winter storm warning. Here is that warning. All of West Kentucky, all of Northwest Tennessee, Southern Illinois, and counties along the Mississippi River in southeast Missouri, where you see the blue here in western sections of our area. That winter weather advisory means we're still going to have some impacts from ice, although not quite as much as in the warning area. Here's what you need to be prepared for. Slick travel tomorrow morning, a glaze of ice, and perhaps a layer of sleet. Road conditions will get worse through the day as we add snow to the mix. Good news here, power outages, an isolated outage is not completely out of the question, but not likely. And then we'll have to watch out for refreezing this weekend. We'll take you through this whole thing on the timeline hour by hour and let you know about the totals as well in just a few minutes. So let's jump right into your hour by hour forecast and let you know how this is all going to unfold. Right now, showers, even a couple rumbles of thunder with temperatures still running near 60. Check out what happens as we head toward 9 and 10 o'clock tonight. Below freezing from Mount Vernon to Cape Girardeau, and that's when we'll see that rain switching over to freezing rain. As we head on through the midnight hour, the freezing line all the way over to Princeton, down through Murray, Martin, and Dyersburg. Most of what you see here in pink showing up as freezing rain, but as we see temperatures continuing to drop into the mid-20s toward about 4 o'clock in the morning, much of this begins to switch over to sleet, and we'll have a layer of sleet beginning to accumulate just before your morning drive tomorrow. As we head through the 7 o'clock hour, perhaps already starting to see that transition over to a bit of sleet and snow. And that transition to snow will continue as we head through the morning. Very cold temperatures in the upper teens and lower 20s. It's also going to be very breezy tonight and tomorrow. We'll have northerly winds up to 25 miles per hour. That's going to make it feel like it's in the teens all day long. By noon, back edge of the snow from Harrisburg to Paducah down through Martin, and then it starts to pull on off toward the northeast and move out of here by late in the afternoon and tomorrow evening, leaving behind very cold numbers in the teens and 20s by 9 o'clock tomorrow night. Let's talk first about the ice accumulation part of this storm system, and it does look like for the most part it's going to be a very small window, maybe a couple of hours of freezing rain, so most of us stay below a 1/4 of an inch of ice accumulation. That's a good thing. That puts us on the lower end of the impacts from ice, but we'll still have to watch out for slick roads, slick sidewalks, glaze on cars, and sometimes it's those thinnest layers of ice that can be the most problematic when it comes to walking and driving because we give ourselves a little bit too much credit. So don't get caught off guard with that tomorrow. Let's get into your snowfall forecast. This is snow and sleet. Much of western Kentucky right now looking at around 1 to 3 inches. Those higher totals most likely east of the lakes. We're talking about Eddyville, Princeton, Cadiz, Madisonville, the better chance to see closer to that 2 and 3 inch range. Purchase area of Kentucky, Paducah, Mayfield, Benton, Murray, closer to the 1 to 2 inch range. 1 to 3 inches here from Metropolis to Golconda and Shawneetown. You get over toward I-57, points westward, an inch or less. Same story for most of southeast Missouri and across much of northwest Tennessee, expecting between 1 and 3 inches of snow.